Welcome to the Kitchen Diva, and today I have been thinking that half the world is starving, the other half is on Ozempic. So I just decided that it's time that I can't bear to see men, women and children starving to death. And I realized that I give up a lot of my food. After a day, I just say, okay, that goes to the fox, that goes to the, which I still do because obviously I live on a farm. So I do feed the wild animals around here, including my husband. And he's not that wild. But I was just thinking that maybe when I'm left over with rice and stuff like that, it's time to kind of recycle our food, because people are literally giving their lives for a grain of rice. And yesterday I heard 5 children died trying to get to food. And so it just made me decide that today is a new beginning for me. It's called recycling. And here I go. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start. So here I have leftover rice. A friend of mine gave me what she told me was courgettes, but they look like marrow, so we're calling them margette, which is my new name for this. It's very French, it's margette. And this is a beetroot from her garden as well. Thank you, Andy. It doesn't look maroon, but it is a beetroot, I can assure you. I've also used the stem of the beetroot, and I'm going to be cooking that too, so we don't waste anything. I've got some desiccated coconut that I had left in one of the jars, and I thought I'm going to use it rather than throw it. And of course, there's all the usual ingredients of Indian cooking. There's ginger, there's onion, curry leaves, coriander, and green chili. And that's it. And I'm going to start now. Now, I haven't planned anything, so I'm just going to go with the flow. And let's hope it turns out okay. So, I really haven't planned anything. So here I'm going to put tablespoon of oil, so less than the serving spoon. Oh, it does help to turn on the cooker. There you go. Now, I decided to go with a very South Indian version of vegetable on one, and I really haven't decided what to do with the beetroot, so let's just give it a go. So here I have my very pretty Doodah pot, which is all my herbs and spices. To this I'm going to add lentil and mustard seed combo, very South Indian way to cook. And as I am from the south of India, I tend to use a lot of it. There you go. Now I'm putting that aside, and to this I'm going to add my curry leaves, a green chili. Now I've just split it. I don't want to really chop it because it can get a bit too hot. I'm putting some ginger and onion. To this I'm going to add my beetroot with all its stems. And a little turmeric, and it does help to salt food if it's not too harmful for you. Sorry, let's just get some salt in here. If it's not too harmful, obviously don't over salt. Now I'm going to move this over to another pan and let it cook, and I'm going to start on something else again. Now I'm going to use the margin, my margin, so that the next dish, and I've got some leftover rice, so I might do a double dish here and then put some rice into it. I'll just see how it goes. Now I'm going to make it the North Indian way, which is instead of using mustard seed and lentil, we use cumin seeds. So North Indians don't tend to use mustard seed a lot in their cooking. So here again, I'm going to chuck in the usual suspects, which is onion. Now I'm not using curry leaves in this because it's not really necessary. Now to this I'm going to add the North Indian spices, which are chili powder, garam masala, turmeric, coriander powder, cumin powder. Now how much you use is really up to you, but I usually use about half a teaspoon. And then sometimes it just goes right or it goes wrong. As you know, I'm a really accurate cook here. Ooh, that. Rule number 1, try not to put it on a dry pan. Back again, adding in a little water. As you can see, I use a lot of water in cooking because it saves adding loads and loads and loads of oil. Okay, now here we go. I'm moving this up as well, and I'm moving on to part 3, which was my leftover rice. Yep. Now, technically I would use coconut oil for this, but if you have high cholesterol and stuff, you're better off not using it. But then the jury's out on this one, because some people say, oh God, coconut oil is fine for you. Some people say coconut oil, you know, you can hear your arteries slamming shut when you have coconut oil. So I'm not quite sure which one's really. So I'm using, as usual, my avocado oil or olive oil. It depends on my mood. And to this, I'm going back to the South Indian tradition, which is my mustard seed. Now this is actually a real recipe that my Joey in India used to cook for me, and I liked very much. This pan obviously takes longer to cook because it's on a mission to let me down today. And to this, I'm again going to add my ginger and onion. So you see we're recycling the leftover onion, the leftover ginger, my curry leaves, which you can have fresh or dry. Now obviously I've had these in the fridge so they dry, which is absolutely fine. You can use it either way. Now my chili goes in again. To this, I'm using my leftover rice and over a tablespoon of desiccated coconut, which of course I mixed the bowl, and salt to taste. I seem to be missing this bowl a lot. I will clean up the pan, I can assure you. And here we have my coconut. Now I'm going to put all of this together eventually, and then you'll see where I was going with this. Now we've got all bubbly stuff going on here, which I'm going to sample. Yep. Oh yeah, that's off. Ooh. Don't ever use that in your cooking. It's Mojette stem. Mojette. this is getting nice and soft. Now this I'm going to divide into two, and I'm going to use some of it in rice. And we're going to have a veggie rice to go with this. Now, I haven't quite finished with my beetroot because it wasn't a very sweet beetroot. I'm going to use a little jaggery, a very sugar in its rawest form. Amy's trying to break my kitchen, but that's okay. And I'm sorry, Amy. Okay, I'm going to get the jaggery and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is jaggery. So when you go to a sugar, when I was a kid, my dad took us to this sugar making place, and it was in its very rudimentary form, because if you think I was born in 1958, so I must have gone there in 1964. And they had a huge, like, well or bubbly thing, and that was the sugar in its raw form. The sugarcane juice goes into this huge pot and it bubbles away, and then you get it in different stages. Now one of the stages is jaggery. Now I may be wrong about this because, I mean, it's a long time ago, but I believe I'm right. So I'm going to add a wee bit of jaggery to my rather unsweet beetroot. These are all very technical ways of cooking. Real chefs actually tell you lies, because, not lies, but they bend the truth, because there is a lot of stuff that goes on in the kitchen that, for starting, that doesn't come out into the open, right? Like this, like dashing something on the head and stuff. Anyway, we are as good as done. Now Diwali is coming up, so of course on Diwali we have a lot of vegetarian food, so I thought I might flake this up on a thali, which is the Indian way of serving food. And as you can see, I've recycled my rice. I've 2 courgettes that were lying there out of someone's garden, and the beetroot that the jury's out on what it is. So that's over here. I'm going to get my thali, which is a silver platter, and the little bowls that go with it, and we are going to have a very pretty looking meal. And if it doesn't look that pretty, then we're having a very unpretty looking meal. But off, and see you in a minute. Okay, so over here I've made a lassi, which is a yogurt drink. You can have it sweet or savory. I've made it savory with a little cumin powder and coriander leaves in it. Now I'm back on my veggie here, which is the stems as well as the actual beetroot, and my courgette stroke marrow veggie there, and show you some trade secrets now, and my coconut rice. Now, this is my trade secret. Well, it's every kitchen's trade secret. I'm just making it sound better than it is. Oh, and oops, I should have done that before. Never mind. No. Can I start my trade secret again, please? Okay, no trade secret there, sorry. Usually, you've got to do the plate upside down thing. Not easy with this. And okay, don't mind my hands; they're very. And we have the thali, which is vegetables, our rice, and the yogurt drink. And that's bye-bye from me today. Kitchen Diva saying over and out.